As more people around the nation and here in the inland Northwest get vaccinated, the potential for a fourth shot in the U.S. is still a big question mark. AstraZeneca's vaccine is already authorized in most European countries, but its journey has been anything but smooth, and many of you are wondering if it should be trusted. Well, early on, the company's efficacy claims were confusing, and over the past few weeks, the waters got particularly choppy. More than 20 European countries suspended use of the shots when more than a dozen recently vaccinated people developed unusual clotting disorders. And just this week, the company released data from its U.S. trial saying the shot is 79% effective against symptomatic COVID. But days later, it revised that number slightly to 76%. Some experts are reassured by the update, and others think we should be focusing on a different figure altogether. We turn to ABC News chief medical correspondent Dr. Jen Ashton to help clear things up.
As we've been saying from the beginning, different data endpoints will have different numbers, and people shouldn't necessarily get bogged down in the number that they hear in a headline. It's really the deep dive that's important. When you hear 100% effective against preventing hospitalizations, that's a big deal. That's going to save lives. That's going to help the population where this vaccine is given. But remember, how things play out in other countries, in other parts of the world, important, but we do things differently here. And to get FDA authorization, FDA approval, that is considered the global gold standard. So we have to look at the data under a microscope, and there are still a lot of gaps and unanswered questions in terms of this particular vaccine.
And Dr. Ashton says if and when the vaccine does get authorization, the U.S. is projected to already have enough vaccines for every single adult in the country. As new information about each COVID vaccine is released, we want to keep you up to date. If you have your own questions, you likely do, just go to KXLY.com and submit yours in the Q&A section. We'll do our best to get your questions answered.